Okay, look at that, we're live. And we've got about another minute to go before everybody turns up. We'll just wait for all the stragglers. Hopefully everybody will get comfortable and we will go from there. Hello, my name is Roger Smith. I'm an Amazon #1 bestseller on cybercrime. And today I'd like to talk to you about why we are targets of cybercrime and what we can do to stop it, because it really does come down to our responsibility in what we do. So I'm just going to set up my slides, just so that we can see what's going on. I do need my glasses, otherwise we're stuffed. Okay, let's present that to everybody. Go back to this. It should be right. Yay, look at that. As I was saying, my name is Roger, and today we're going to talk about why we are targets of cybercrime and what we can do to stop it. So, in today's world, if you saw someone getting mugged on the side of the road, what would you do about it? Well, most people would call the police. If someone stole your wallet, who are you going to call? Well, most people, again, are going to call the police. If you have a car stolen, who are you going to call? Well, once again, it's going to be the police. Well, in the digital world, we've got a major problem, because if something happens to your money in the digital world, who are you going to call? Is it going to be my ISP, my member of parliament, my high-tech crime unit for the police, none of the above, all of the above? And it depends on how serious the law enforcement agency looks at it, depends on what's going to happen. Now, the reason why we've got a problem with digital crime, one is there's no boundaries. I can commit a crime here and steal money from someone in Bucharest, for instance, and we then have a problem of who is going to, if I get caught, who is going to prosecute me. And there's also very, very little repercussions. Of the millions and millions of hacks that happen every year, probably only 1.1% of them are going to have their day in court. And whether you're going to get your money back is probably irrelevant as well. So we have this problem of, we've got this huge digital environment, and it's really like the Old West. And that is one of the reasons why we have to be very aware of what happens in the digital world. In the old days of the West, for instance, everybody took law into their own hands. But in the digital world, we can't even do that. The only thing we can do is put enough defense around our systems to protect ourselves from being attacked. The other thing about the no boundaries, no repercussions is, as I said, I can be here attacking anybody else in the rest of the world. And to me, that is one of the problems that cybercrime and cybersecurity has in this new environment. Now, we've got to remember, everybody does not give them credit, but the bad guys are very clever, they are very persistent, and they are very educated, either it's by themselves or by their peers, or actual physical school learning on what computers can do and why they do what they do. Which, because of their education and learning that they've put into what they're doing, that makes them more intelligent than what we are and what we come across as. The trouble is with the digital criminal is they're developing more and more sophisticated ways of attacking us. And they're gaining access to our systems and our informations through a large proportion through malware. And malware is literally viruses, spyware, ransomware, remote access Trojans, and also they also use focused hacking attacks. But most of their weapons are located or focused on malware and exploits of your system that you're using to get in. But the other thing about the cyber criminals is they have sophisticated command and control systems. And on top of that, they encrypt their communications. And some of the bigger ones are using botnets. And a botnet is a group of compromised computers brought together by a piece of malware so that they can attack or target other people. But the other thing that people forget is the cyber criminal and digital criminal are running a business. They do exactly what we do. And they rent cloud space. They pay for supercomputer cycles. They borrow other people's botnets. And all of this time they're using credit card details and credit card information that they've stolen from you. But the other thing about it is most of the high-end financial stuff is actually transferred from real money into bitcoins. And bitcoins is a finite monetary system, not like the American dollar and the Australian dollar. We want more money, we print more money. It started off, when Bitcoin started off, it was $1 for one Bitcoin, $1 for one Bitcoin. 2 years ago, it was $1,500 per Bitcoin. And that's the wonder of having a finite resource like the Bitcoin environment. And if everything else doesn't work, the cyber criminal resorts to social engineering. And social engineering means what you're posting on Facebook, access to emails that you might have sent out. What we used to call industrial espionage is now social engineering. And they are after literally everything. So, recently in Las Vegas, there was a bit of a kerfuffle. And what happened was a cyber criminal gang seeded the car parks around the casinos with malinfected USB drives. And what I mean by that is they threw a handful of USB drives that had, they all said Boeing on the outside of them, and inside was a picture. It was a gallery of pictures with an installation program that was programmed to install itself so you could see the photos. That installation program was the physical malware. And that's how clever the digital criminal gets. But they also do other things. They swap out DVDs and CDs on magazines. Or even if they can, they'll infect it at the manufacturing level. So it's coming out of the factory with automated malware installed on it. And this is what we are fighting. Now, the reason why we're fighting, and this is where people really, really do forget what's going on, is we are all targets. If we use the digital world, then we are a target of digital crime. And just because you say, it won't happen to me, we're not big enough, we have nothing worth stealing, everybody has something that the digital criminal wants. But let's have a look at the digital criminal before we go any further. Now, there's three real basic levels, and there's a lot of sub-levels that go into them. Now, there's the script kiddies. Now, the script kiddies are the 12-year-olds to 25-year-olds wannabe cybercrime criminals. And the script kiddies download automated systems from places where most of us wouldn't actually go to. They include things like Kali, which is a Linux-based system that's used by them to target us. And these script kiddies if they've got money, will actually pay for dedicated hacking tools. Now, there's a company there's a hacking group in Russia that sells dedicated hacking tools for 4,000 euros. And when I say that they're running a business, they have sales, they have tech support, they have a help desk along the lines of, I can't get this script to work, what have I done wrong and why have I done it? So that's where the script kiddies come into it. And these automated systems they install on their computers are what make the systems work for them. Because all of that information that the script kiddies are collecting for themselves is also going back to the main cyber criminal gangs. The next group of people we've got is the hacktivists. And the hacktivists are literally people who have had something wronged to them. Recently, there was an attack on Coca-Cola because of the sugar problems that we're having with World Health. And if they don't like something, they will use the same equipment that the script kiddies have, but the hacktivists usually have a higher level of technical expertise. So they actually have the capability to do a lot more damage. And then we have the true blue black hat hacker. And these people are the people who write the programs for the script kiddies and the hacktivists. So they know what is going on, and they know how to utilize the digital environment to attack us at a level that we've never seen before. So why do we think that cybercrime will not affect us? As I said before, we really have three environments that people in our business throw at us. One of them, it will not happen to me, it will not happen to us. Let me tell you something about this fallacy. It will happen to you if you don't do something about it. But just because you've said it won't happen to me doesn't mean it's not going to happen. This is a large proportion of what happened in 2015. And it shows some of the largest hacks that have happened in the world. And cybercrime is an exponential crime. An exponential crime to a level where we have never seen before. What happens with the olden days, if you had something that I wanted, I came along and stole it off you. So it was a one-on-one crime or a two-on-two crime or a gang against a gang crime. We then had the introduction of banks and stagecoaches and railways, and we had Jesse James and his gang, and we had Ronald Biggs and the Great Train Robbery. So it was a group of people stealing from a larger group of people. This one, Target, last year, 2013, was a group of people stealing from 70 million. So as you can see, it is very much an exponential crime problem. And each one of these has millions and millions of records stolen. And because they've had that information stolen, that information is out on the digital world. But the next fallacy we've got is we are too small to be a target. And when I say that, whether you're running a one computer environment that you're just doing your invoicing from, or you just got email on it, you are still a target, because they can get so much more out of what you use than you would think possible. And we're now to a point where a cyber attack will have a detrimental impact on a business, to a level where 40% of businesses that have been hacked usually close their doors within 3 months. And that's a phenomenal number of people who are literally losing everything. The last fallacy we've got is we have nothing worth stealing. And this is quite incredible. It really is. For the simple fact, everybody has something worth stealing. everybody has something that someone else wants. Whether it's your pen in your pocket and someone took it while you were signing something, or whether you've got access to a bank account or access to a piece of technology that the bad guys need. But on top of that, if you have your computer compromised, then the cyber criminal has an actual monetary value for that. Because on that computer, on that tablet, on that smart device is access to your bank, is access to your credit cards, is access to your PayPal, is access to anything that's based on the digital world. And then they can utilize that and sell those products, because now you've been productized, to the bad guys, and they can go to the next level. So why do we use the digital world? Why does business use the digital world? Well, for one, it's easy. One of the things that we've had constantly pushed at us is the convenience of my device that I'm using. Whether it's a laptop or a tablet or a phone, we are always being told, oh, just plug it in, turn it on, it's easy to use. The second thing that's driving us is it's inexpensive to use. It doesn't cost much to set up. As I said, you can take a phone out of a box, plug it into a computer, set it all up, bang, you've got a phone and it's all doing all the right things. The trouble is, today's phones have more power than put NASA on the moon. In a phone 6 inches by 4 inches. And that's how it's going to be for the rest of our lives. The next thing is it's cost effective. Cost effective to use things like cloud environments. I no longer have to spend that money on the capital expense of buying a server. I can now go and rent cycles on a server, and I can have my email on that. And I can get my email, it doesn't matter where I am, on my tablet, from an internet cafe. I have that cost-effective environment so I can actually do whatever I want to do. But the other thing about the digital world, and one of the things that we're fighting to understand, is we have an increased reach. We are no longer local. Everything we do is now global if we want it to be. So I can sell something to someone in Peru as long as I can get it to them. And if it's a digital environment or it's a digital product, it doesn't matter where they are, because they can download it because they're on the digital world as well. But what about larger organizations? Larger organizations have got a few more complicated things that they need to worry about. Because in larger organizations, we have a brand. What would happen if Coca-Cola had a bad reputation? Or, I don't know about everybody else, but anybody else seen the attacks on smart cars? You know, they show a photo of a smart car in an accident, and they'll say, oh, it was crapped on by a pigeon. Well, this is brand management at its best, because Smart Car actually came back and fought this back.